Hello everyone, welcome back once again to Varagist HQ. Sorry this is coming to you very late hour of the day. Just have to bring it to your to your notice so that you know the new direction of things is very important. All we've been hearing, we've heard that these people have arrived to kickstart disbursement actually today. Let me say yesterday. And then now what we are hearing again is a bit different, but everything is still on course. Everything is still on course as the disbursement is still set to begin the first week of October. Everything is still on course. I believe nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. And here you get the full details of everything, the way they have been unfolded. And for those that have been scared about the fund slashing, I think you'll get the full details here. So please pay attention to this, our comrade in the grant ecosystem. One of grant influencers also here that have been in the grant ecosystem for a very long time. So please pay attention to him and we'll be right back.
As usual, we are here to give you the real picture of the grant disbursement everyone has been wildly anticipating. Now, let's go straight into the heart of the wild questions currently asked by grant subscribers in the grant ecosystem. The first one is the claim that government is slashing the entitlement of Pioneer subscribers. How true is this? What is currently under contention is not about Pioneers. That's if Pioneers is actually a grant to be disbursed. What is in contention, what is slashed by the government is the entire grant itself. The percentage of the grant to be taken by the government and the percentage to be given to the masses or the grant handlers to disburse to the masses. That is what is under contention, not slashing of entitlement of Pioneers. Pioneers are not a factor in consideration at the moment. Therefore, the facts surrounding the slashing started few weeks ago, especially in the last week of September 2025, where we were at the point of disbursement. Truly, the government approved the fund to be disbursed, and it was finally that moment where the percentage should be shared between both factions. Then there was a conflict, just like two brothers fighting over inheritance. But today, peace has been restored. They disagreed to agree. That is why we witnessed delay or non-disbursement in the last week of September, as was anticipated. So what everyone should take home is that no slashing of Pioneer entitlement if actually Pioneer is a grant. What was slashed was the entire grant. The good news currently is that the house has been settled. That is why October is the month of disbursements. The second concern of today's session is about the former president of Nigeria, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, and the Mrs. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala with IMF trying to cajole or compel Nigerian government to allow the disbursement of Pioneer. Suddenly, Pioneer is becoming the mother of all disbursements. Suddenly, the likes of the Uaag and the AGPGN or Supreme with other grants are no more the one to be disbursed first. What is not even a grant in the ecosystem is becoming a factor of high contention, where the IMF have to call the Nigerian government to allow the Pioneers to start first. Let's think, what is supposed to come first? Because as far as we are all concerned, no individual, no group or set of people are superior than the government of the day. So if the government are taking percentage as already established in the first part of this video, who are those that are supposed to start or receive disbursement first before anyone else? It's the government of the day. So why are we circulating the stories of the former president OBJ and Mrs. Okonjo-Iweala calling the IMF to tell Nigerian government to start with Pioneers? These are all lies. Ignore them. It's already established that the grant is already sitting in the account of the stakeholders to disburse to the masses. So why are we looking for the IMF to do what in Nigeria? So these names, the OBJ, the Ngozi Iweala, the IMF, and other names you are hearing are simply fabricated stories set up by these foot soldiers of lies as cover-ups because they are now running out of lies. Beware of them. The reason for the delay, as I've stated in the first part of this video, is the fight or conflict over the percentage sharing formula between the masses or grant handler and the government. But that has already been resolved. Don't let false stories to shift your focus. What matters at the moment is that a knife is placed on the cake and the celebrant is holding the knife handle ready to slash it. About the current increment in the entitlement of beneficiaries to 3.5 or 3.8 million naira as circulated in the platforms. The truth is, these are all figures without authorization. All figures peddled verbally without the disbursement templates. It's like writing numbers in the sand by the seashore. When the waves come, they vanish. The true and authorized entitlement of beneficiaries will be communicated by the grant handlers themselves through a disbursement template or in a broadcast expected in the days ahead. Don't allow anyone to sell you a template of lies or to cajole you into subscribing to their own fabricated slots. 10K to collect 1 million, 80K to collect 30 million, 50K to collect 50 million naira. Wait in the days ahead. The facts will be separated from lies. The recent story that there is a slashing in the entitlement is indirectly a way of the foot soldiers of lies reversing themselves from this 10,000 to collect 10 million and 50,000 to collect 50 million or 500 million like they earlier circulated. Ask them, when did the government slash? Any beneficiary entitlement currently circulating in the WhatsApps and the Telegram groups are all mere speculations. Wisdom says, if it's not officially approved, don't build your expectations around it. And the big question, where exactly are we now concerning disbursement? For you to truly understand what is happening right now in the grant ecosystem, especially towards disbursement, visualize a scenario of a pregnant woman who has carried her fetus for 9 months, eventually coming to the critical moment called labor. When her water breaks, the baby cannot be turned back to the placenta. The child must come forth. That is exactly where we are towards disbursement. The amniotic fluid has already bursted. The fetus head is already positioned at the cervix, and the cervix is fully dilated at 10 cm. The mother is strongly and relentlessly pushing to deliver. The atmosphere is tensed. The point is clear. The baby must be delivered. Disbursement is already here. The point to focus here is disbursement will not happen randomly. For those expecting disbursement on the 2nd or 3rd of October or in the first week of October, disbursement is beginning with the highest authorities, those who approved disbursement in the first place, those who facilitated the process, those who hold the mandate to disbursement, and from there it flows down to the NGOs to beneficiaries. Think of disbursement like water flowing from the mountaintop, cascading to streams, then rivers until it reaches your farmland. Meanwhile, the timeline per level may differ, but what is certain is that from the first week of October 2025, the flow has already been unlocked. Again, I repeat, from the very first week of October, the flow begins. When we see the disbursement threshold determining how many NGOs or cooperatives are being disbursed to per day, we will be able to inform you when you as a beneficiary or NGO CEO will receive. If you are new to our channel or haven't subscribed before, turn on the subscription button and activate the notification bell, and when we release this particular information, you will be immediately notified. Meanwhile, from information we are gathering recently, the NGOs and the beneficiaries might receive before the first weekend of October, but not later than second week. NGOs and beneficiaries might have received their own alerts. Security measures. Yes, you hear me right. A lot of NGOs or beneficiaries will receive this grant and it will be wiped from their bank account by hackers. Almost immediately the money drops. That is why I'm sounding this trumpet right now. If anyone has already sent an OTP requesting you to call back those numbers to him, don't dare return those numbers to the hacker. If you eventually receive an OTP in your phone and a hacker call you requesting for you to call back the OTP, don't dare reveal or call back the OTP to the hacker. This will be used to wipe all your money in your bank account. When the money drops, they are monitoring those who have been clicking links on the platform. Share to 10 WhatsApp groups to receive 75,000 from federal government. Where do you see free money given by government in this country? And you are sharing the links, revealing your BVN, your NIN, your phone number. All of these things are connected to your bank account. If you use your ATM to buy things from online site or to bet games, those who are bettors or gamers in the country, deactivate the ATM, especially you are expecting high volume of cash. So many people are stealing those digits at the front of your ATM. It is saved to your site and those hackers already have hold on it. Deactivate such ATM if you have been using it to buy things in the online site. God forbid, as an NGO receiving the fund of 1,000 beneficiaries, high volume of millions, and a hacker somewhere vanish the money immediately. What will you have to tell the masses? What will you have to tell the government? Because even as you are receiving the money as an NGO, you have to give account of every piece of it back to the government, back to the disbursement committee, else you go to jail. There will be no such thing like the money enters my account and it vanishes. You will sell all your property, including your village asset, and pay it back. That's the condition. Wait for the MOU. You will understand that most of the conditions that the CEOs are planning won't work. You can't relocate the fund from account A to account B in bulk. You must disburse what is approved for beneficiaries. Therefore, if you notice as an NGO your account is compromised, request for a PND to be placed on those accounts, on your NGO account, before the money even drops. I know that the current banking policy, if high volume of millions drop into bank account, it automatically enters a PND or post no debit until you go to the bank and do your normal KYC, then you can access the fund. This condition, if enforced by the bank, will go a long way in safeguarding this fund for the NGOs and for the masses. Family, before we go today, take home this. We are at the edge of a major breakthrough in Nigerian history. September might have ended without disbursement, but it unlocked the door for disbursement to commence in October. It unlocked the door that was shut for almost 9 years without disbursement in this country. This week marked the beginning of a financial reign that will change many stories, that will reposition so many suppressed destinies. Don't blink, don't be distracted, and don't be deceived. Before now, I was one of the most unhappy men alive, because even when I am here giving updates to strengthen you, to give hope to hold on for disbursement, I knew within me that most of my subscribers on this channel will never receive disbursement if it starts at the time. Unfortunately, we encountered genuine NGOs and stakeholders and grants handlers and connected our subscribers, you on this channel, to those WhatsApp group. And if you have joined and subscribed either as an NGO or beneficiary, then congratulations are in order. Your alert is guaranteed. Stay subscribed to Jolivia TV, because in the coming days, the updates that will be here will be like a guiding lamp in the dark. Yes, there is a rumor circulating that Apostle Ken is going to give a broadcast this first week of October. It's important to note that Apostle Ken is not the main authority that will deliver the broadcast that will guide the entire disbursement processes. Yes, broadcasts will be given by different grant handlers to guide their NGO and beneficiaries. But the mother of all broadcasts is coming, and when it lands, every other grant handler will take cue from it. The sound of joy is already echoing. Thank God for being alive, and ultimately thank God for letting it happen in our time, right before our eyes. Because if disbursement were to happen 5 or 10 years ago, a lot of people in the grant community today shouldn't have benefited. Even if you should have benefited, either as a beneficiary but not as an NGO, or even if you should have benefited as an NGO, not in the larger scale that you will benefit now. But the delay has moved a lot of people in the grant community from not just missing out in disbursement to becoming beneficiaries in several NGOs. And some others have moved on from being mere beneficiaries to being NGO CEOs, while certain others moved on from being mere foot soldiers, from being grant fighters, from being pressure group to being grant handler, to alter the narrative, the financial narrative and destinies of a country. Indeed, the delay was a blessing in disguise. Like I've stated before, the sound of joy is already echoing in Mount Zion. Revelation 12 verse 11, and they conquered by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. Thank God for making disbursement a reality.